Who you will be 5 years from now is being decided right now. Not in the places you think, not by the things you are worried about, but in one hidden room that almost no one enters. Not your job, not your circumstances, not your talent or your luck or the people around you. There is a single place hidden from every human eye, where the entire course of your life is quietly being determined, where the person you are becoming is being shaped day by day, while you are not even watching. And here is what should stop you cold. Most people never go there. They pour their energy into everything else, the career, the image, the 1,000 visible things, and they utterly neglect the one hidden place where who they become is actually decided. So they wake up one day and discover they have become someone they never chose to be, shaped by neglect into a person they did not intend, and they cannot understand how it happened. It happened in the secret place. Or rather, it happened because of the secret place they never entered. For the secret place does not only shape the man who enters it, it also shapes by its absence the man who stays away. You are being formed right now, in this season, into the person you will be for the rest of your life, and the deciding factor is not what you do in public. It is what you do in secret, alone with God, behind the shut door. Tonight we are going to talk about that place. The secret place that decides who you become. And by the end, you will understand that the most important decision of your life is not a career or a marriage or a move. It is whether or not you will enter the secret place, because that one decision decides all the others. But before we go any deeper, I want to find out who is out there, because I believe that scattered across this distracted surface-living generation, there is a remnant. Men and women who refuse to drift into becoming someone they never chose, who want to be shaped by God in the secret place rather than deformed by neglect outside it. And I want to see you. So right now, before you go 1 second further, comment where you are watching from, your city, your country. Type it in the comments below. Let the remnant make itself known, so that across this dying world we can see that there are still those who will enter the place where God shapes a soul. And now, a direct word from us, the ones who make these messages, because this is the heart of everything. The secret place that decides who you become is the place of daily, disciplined prayer. And here is the hard truth. Most believers know they should live there and never do, because they have no plan, no structure, no idea how to build a life of prayer that actually holds. They try, they last a few days, they drift back out, and the years slip by. That is the exact problem we built the War Room Manual to solve. It is not a devotional to read and forget. It is a 30-day plan that takes you by the hand and builds the discipline of the secret place day by day, conquering the distractions, establishing the habit, until the place that decides who you become is no longer one you visit, but one you live in. It will never replace your Bible. The Word is the foundation and the final authority, and always will be. But the manual is the structure that turns good intentions into an actual life of prayer. If you are tired of drifting and ready to be shaped by God instead, the link is in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. Do not let another year decide who you become by neglect. And now, quiet your heart, and let the preacher take you into the place that decides everything.
I want to speak to you about the secret place, and I want to begin with a truth so weighty that I am almost afraid to state it plainly, lest its very simplicity cause you to pass it by. A man is made in secret, not in public, not in the crowd, not in the great visible events that we imagine to be the turning points of our lives. A man is made in the hidden place, in the quiet hours of communion with God that no one sees, and the public man, the man others meet, the man who acts and speaks and lives before the world, is only the outworking of what was decided in secret. What you are in the secret place is what you are. What you are in public is only what spills over. And this means that the most important part of your life is the part no one ever sees, and the most decisive hours of your existence are the hidden ones. And the place where your destiny is truly being settled is not the visible arena where you spend your anxious energy, but the secret place you so easily neglect. Let me press this upon you, for our whole generation has it backward. We believe that we are shaped by our circumstances, by the things that happen to us, by the visible forces of our lives. And so we pour ourselves into managing those visible things, arranging our circumstances, building our careers, curating our images, certain that this is where life is decided. But it is not. Two men may pass through identical circumstances and emerge utterly different, the one ennobled and the other embittered, and the difference is not in the circumstances, which were the same, but in the secret place where the one met God and was shaped by him and the other did not. Circumstances do not decide who you become. They only reveal and test what the secret place has already made. The man who has been shaped in secret stands when the storm comes. The man who has neglected the secret place collapses in the same storm. The deciding was done beforehand, in the hidden place, and the storm only revealed what was already there. Consider how this works, for it is the very mechanism of transformation. In the secret place, a man comes into the presence of God, and no one can come into that presence and remain unchanged. For we become like what we behold. The man who beholds God in the secret place, who gazes upon him, who communes with him in the hidden hours, is slowly, surely, and inevitably transformed into his likeness, changed from glory to glory by the God he beholds. And the reverse is equally true and equally inevitable. The man who beholds the world all day and never beholds God in secret is conformed to the world, shaped into its image, made like the things he gazes upon. You are always becoming like what you behold, and the secret place is simply the deliberate daily choosing of what you will behold. Whether you will set the eyes of your soul upon God in the hidden hours and be shaped into his likeness, or fill your gaze with everything else and be shaped into the image of the world. This is why the secret place decides who you become, because it decides what you behold, and what you behold decides what you become. Now let me show you the terror and the hope of this side by side. The terror is that the neglect of the secret place is not neutral. We imagine that to skip our prayers is simply to miss a blessing, to forfeit something good we might have had. But it is far worse than that. To neglect the secret place is to be actively shaped by something else, for the soul is always being formed by something, and if it is not being formed by God in secret, it is being deformed by the world without. There is no standing still. The man who does not enter the secret place is not merely failing to grow, he is being shaped, in his absence from God, into a smaller, harder, more worldly man, conformed day by day to an image he never chose. This is the terror, that your neglect is not passive. While you are not praying, you are still becoming someone. And the someone you are becoming, apart from the secret place, is not the someone God intended, nor the someone you would choose if you saw clearly what was happening. But the hope is just as great, and it is this: the secret place is open, and anyone who will enter it can be remade. You are not locked into who you have become. The same place that has been deciding your character by its absence can begin, the moment you enter it, to decide your character by its presence. However deformed by neglect, a soul that begins to seek God in the secret place begins, from that very day, to be reshaped, reformed, remade into the likeness of the God it now beholds. It is never too late to enter. The man who has wasted years outside the secret place, becoming someone he never wanted to be, can go in today and begin to become someone new. The deciding is ongoing. Every day in the secret place casts another vote for who you will be, and a soul that begins now to live in that place will look back in 5 years to find itself transformed by the cumulative work of 1,000 hidden hours. I must speak to you about the slowness of this, for it is one of the great stumbling blocks. The shaping of a soul in the secret place is not accomplished in a day, and our generation, which wants everything instantly, despises slow work. We want to be transformed by a single powerful experience, remade in a moment, and when the secret place does not deliver instant transformation, we abandon it as ineffective. But this is to misunderstand entirely how a soul is made. A soul is shaped the way water shapes stone, not by one great flood, but by the patient, faithful daily flow, wearing its course over time, accomplishing in years what no single torrent could ever do. The secret place decides who you become, not by one dramatic encounter, but by 10,000 quiet ones, each of them seeming at the time to accomplish little, and all of them together accomplishing everything. Do not despise the daily, undramatic faithfulness. The man who shows up in the secret place day after day, feeling little, seeing little, often wondering whether anything is happening at all, is being shaped more surely than he knows. And the cumulative result of his hidden faithfulness will be a transformation that the seekers of instant experience never attain. Understand that you are not becoming who you will be by your great decisions, but by your small and daily ones, and this is true above all in the secret place. We imagine that character is forged in the few dramatic moments of life, the great crises and crossroads, but it is not. Character is forged in the 10,000 small and unwitnessed choices, and the greatest of these is the daily choice made every morning of whether to seek God in the secret place or to let the day sweep you past it. That single small choice, repeated daily, decides more about who you become than all your large decisions combined. For the man who chooses the secret place each morning is, by that repeated small choice, being shaped day by day into one kind of person, and the man who lets it slip each morning is, by that same repeated small neglect, being shaped into another. Neither feels, on any given day, that much is at stake. It is only one morning, only 1 hour, only one small choice. But the small choice, multiplied by the days of a life, becomes the whole difference between the man who is made and the man who is lost. Guard the small daily choice. It is deciding everything. And do not be deceived into thinking that a missed day here and there is of no consequence, for the danger is not in the single missed day, but in the direction it sets. One missed morning makes the next easier to miss, and the missing once begun has a momentum that carries a soul steadily out of the secret place altogether, until what began as a single exception has become a settled absence, and the man who once lived in the hidden place now visits it rarely and hardly notices that he has drifted out of the very room where he was being made. Watch the direction, not merely the day. A soul moving toward the secret place, even imperfectly, is being shaped aright. A soul drifting away from it, even gradually, is being deformed. And the gradualness is precisely what makes the drift so dangerous, for it never announces itself, and the man is far out to sea before he realizes he has left the shore. And here is why so few are ever truly made in the secret place, because the shaping requires a faithfulness that the many will not sustain. It is easy to visit the secret place once, in a burst of feeling. It is hard to live there, to return day after day, through dryness and distraction and the 1,000 pressures that war against it, to make the secret place the fixed and unbreakable center of one's life. And it is only the sustained living there, not the occasional visiting, that does the deep work. The many visit and drift away, and are never truly shaped, because the shaping requires the staying. The few who are greatly made are the few who stayed, who built the secret place into a daily discipline and kept it through every season, until the faithfulness of years had made them into something the occasional visitor never becomes. The secret place decides who you become, but only for those who decide in turn to truly live there. Let me confront the great rival of the secret place, which is not gross sin, but mere busyness, the crowded life. Most believers do not consciously reject the secret place. They simply crowd it out. Their lives are so full of activity, so packed with the visible and the urgent, that the hidden and the eternal get squeezed into the margins and finally squeezed out altogether. And here is the deception. Much of what crowds out the secret place is good. It is not sin that keeps most believers from the hidden place. It is 100 good and legitimate things, each one seeming too important to set aside, that together leave no room for the one thing that matters most. The enemy does not need to tempt the busy believer into scandalous sin. He needs only to keep him busy, to fill his life so full of good things that he never does the best thing, never enters the secret place where he would actually be made. And so the believer drifts through a busy, active, even religious life, accomplishing much and becoming little, shaped by his neglect into a shallow man, wondering why, with all his activity, there is no depth, no power, no real transformation. The reason is the crowded-out secret place. You will never drift into the secret place. The current of a busy life flows always away from it. You must choose it, guard it, fight for it against the endless press of good things that would crowd it out, or it will be crowded out, and you will be shaped by everything except the one thing that should have shaped you most. Let me be practical. For good intentions about the secret place have died for want of a plan, and I would not leave you merely stirred without showing you the way in. The secret place must be given a time, a fixed and guarded appointment, or it will never happen. For what is left to the leftover moments of a busy day is what never happens at all. Choose the time, and let it be, if you can, the first hours, before the world crowds in and the day's demands begin their clamor. For the man who meets God first finds that the meeting colors all that follows, while the man who postpones it to the day's end finds the day has consumed the time he meant to give. Then give it a place, some literal spot where you go to meet God, that the very place may come to summon you to the communion, and then guard it as you would guard the most important appointment of your life, for it is the most important appointment of your life, more important than any meeting, any task, any of the urgent visible things that will clamor for that hour. The man who treats the secret place as the one unbreakable appointment of his day will be made. The man who lets it be the first thing sacrificed when the day grows full will be crowded out of his own transformation. Build it like a wall around the most precious hour you have, for it is the hour in which you are made. And when you go in, do not measure the day by your feelings, for feelings are the most unreliable guide to what is happening in the secret place. There will be days of dryness, when God seems far and the time seems wasted and nothing seems to happen. And there will be days of sweetness, when His presence is near and real. But the shaping happens on both. For the faithfulness itself is shaping you, and often the days that felt most barren were doing the deepest work, while the days of sweet feeling were the reward and not the labor. Do not quit on the dry days. Do not measure the secret place by the emotion of the hour. Show up faithful on the days you feel nothing, and the days you feel everything alike, and trust that the God who sees in secret is at work whether you feel it or not, shaping you on the barren mornings as surely as on the glad ones. The man who stays faithful through the dry seasons is the man who is truly made, for he has learned to seek God for himself and not merely for the feelings, and that is the very heart of the secret place. I want to tell you what is decided in the secret place, specifically that you may see how much hangs upon it. Your character is decided there, for character is formed in the hidden choices, the secret communion, the private shaping that no one sees. And the man of deep character is always, without exception, a man of the secret place. Your strength is decided there. For the strength to stand in the public trial is drawn in the private place beforehand. And the man who has not been strengthened in secret will fail in the open. Your intimacy with God is decided there. For God is known in the secret place and nowhere else, and the depth of your knowledge of him is exactly the depth of your secret communion with him. Your usefulness to God is decided there, for God uses the man who has been made in secret, and the public ministry is only ever the overflow of the hidden life. And your very destiny is decided there. For who you become decides what you do and where you end, and who you become is decided in the secret place. Everything that matters most flows from this one hidden source. Neglect it, and you neglect the wellspring of your whole life. Tend it, and everything else is fed from a source that does not run dry. There is a tragedy I must name, for it is the saddest thing I know, and it is the tragedy of the man who could have been. In every generation there are souls who had within them the capacity for greatness in God, who might have become mighty in the secret place, deep, useful, intimate with God, a blessing to multitudes, and who never became it, not because they lacked the capacity, but because they never entered the place where the capacity is realized. They drifted through their years in busyness and distraction, always intending to seek God more deeply someday, and someday never came, and they died as shallow men who might have been deep, weak men, who might have been mighty, strangers to a God they might have known intimately. And the saddest part is that nothing prevented them but their own neglect. The secret place was open the whole time. The God who would have made them waited the whole time. They had only to enter, and they never did. And so the great man each of them might have become was never born, lost in the margins of a crowded and distracted life. Do not let that be your epitaph. Do not be the man who could have been. The capacity within you means nothing if you never enter the place where it is realized, and the place is open, and the only thing standing between you and the person you might become is the door you have never walked through. For God has put within you more than you know, a capacity to know him, to be shaped by him, to become someone in his hands that you cannot yet imagine. But that capacity is realized only in the secret place, and apart from it, it lies dormant, unrealized, wasted. The seed of who you might become is in you. The secret place is the soil in which alone it grows. Plant yourself there, daily, and the seed will grow into everything it was meant to be. Leave yourself outside it, and the seed will lie in the ground, never growing, and you will become a fraction of who you might have been. The choice and the capacity and the open door are all before you. What remains is only whether you will enter. I must warn you that the secret place will be opposed, fiercely and continually, for the enemy understands its importance far better than we do. He knows that the man made in the secret place is a man he cannot stop, and so he sets himself against your secret place with everything in his power. He will let you do anything else, let you be busy, let you be active, let you even be religious, so long as he can keep you out of the hidden place where you would be truly made. And so the moment you resolve to enter it, you will meet resistance. The sudden urgent things that demand the very time you set aside for God, the strange heaviness that falls the moment you kneel, the wandering mind, the whispered suggestion that it is doing no good. Recognize this for what it is. It is not random. It is the enemy fighting to keep you out of the one place that would remake you, and the fierceness of the fight is the measure of the value of the place. Press through it. The man who pushes past the opposition and enters the secret place anyway breaks through into the very shaping the enemy was fighting to prevent. Let me correct a misunderstanding about what happens in the secret place. For many, imagine it to be merely the saying of prayers, the running through of a list of requests, a few quick words tossed toward heaven before the day begins. But that is not the secret place that shapes a soul. The secret place that decides who you become is a place of real communion, of waiting upon God, of stillness and listening as much as speaking. We have made prayer into a monologue and a hurry, and we wonder why it does not change us. But the secret place changes a man only when he lingers there, only when he grows still enough to be shaped, only when he stops merely talking at God and begins to commune with him, to wait before him, to let the silence do its work. Be still, the scripture says, and know that I am God. And there is a knowing that comes only in stillness, a shaping that happens only when the soul grows quiet enough to be molded. Learn to linger in the secret place. Learn to wait. Do not rush in. Recite your requests and rush out, for that is not the communion that shapes a soul. The deep work is done in the lingering, in the stillness, in the unhurried waiting upon God that our frantic age has almost entirely lost. And do not measure your secret place against the great saints and despair, for that is a snare that has turned many back at the very threshold. You will read of the mighty men of prayer and their hours upon their knees, and you will look at your own poor and distracted and faltering beginnings, and the enemy will whisper that you could never attain to such a life, that the secret place is for spiritual giants and not for one as weak as you. Do not believe it. Every one of those giants began exactly where you are, distracted, weak, faltering, wondering if anything was happening. They became what they became, not by beginning great, but by being faithful in small and poor beginnings until the small became great. Do not compare. Do not wait until you can pray like a saint to begin praying like a beginner. Go into the secret place as you are, with the poor and stumbling prayers you have, and be faithful. And let God do over the years what he has done in every soul that ever sought him. Make a faltering beginner by daily faithfulness into a person of the secret place. The door is as open to you, weak as you are, as it ever was to the greatest saint who ever lived. Let me give you hope by showing you the pattern in every life God has ever used, for it never varies, and it proves that the secret place is the deciding factor. Every man and woman God has greatly used was, first and before everything else, a person of the secret place. The public greatness, when it came, was only the overflow of the hidden life. Moses was shaped in 40 years of wilderness solitude before he ever stood before Pharaoh. David was made in the secret communion of the fields before he was made a king. The apostles were formed in the hidden hours with Christ and in the upper room of prayer before they turned the world upside down. And our Lord himself, the sinless Son of God, rose a great while before day and departed into a solitary place to pray before the days of his public ministry. The pattern is unbroken, the secret place first, the public overflow second, and the lesson is plain. If you would become someone God can use, you must be made where God makes people, in the secret place. And there is no other workshop, no shortcut, no public substitute for the private shaping. The men who skipped the secret place and sought greatness in the public arena built on sand. The men who were made in secret built on rock and stood. I want to expose a lie that our visible, performance-driven age has planted deep in us, which is that the things that count are the things that show. We are taught to value the visible, the measurable, the public, the achievement others can see, the image others can admire, and to regard the hidden and the unseen as somehow less real, less important, a private matter of no great consequence. But the truth is the exact reverse. The hidden things are the real things. What you are in secret is what you actually are. What you show in public is only the surface. And God, who sees not as man sees, who looks not on the outward appearance but on the heart, values the secret place above all your public performance, for it is there that the real work is done and the real person is formed. The man who is impressive in public and empty in secret is, in the eyes of God, an empty man, however the world admires him. And the man who is unknown in public but rich in secret communion with God is, in the eyes of heaven, a great man, however the world overlooks him. Stop living for the visible. The visible is the smaller thing, and it is fed entirely by the invisible. Tend the secret place, where the real you is being formed, and let the public take care of itself. And let me tell you the sweetest thing about the secret place. Beyond all the shaping and the forming, it is the place where you come to know God Himself, not merely to be improved by Him, but to know Him, to love Him, to commune with Him as a friend communes with a friend. This is the highest thing the secret place decides, not merely who you become, but whose you become, how deeply you come to know the God who made you. For the deepest transformation is not a self-improvement, but a love affair, the slow growing intimate of a soul with its God in the hidden hours. And out of that intimacy flows everything else, the character, the strength, the usefulness, all of it the fruit of a soul that has come to know God in secret. The man who has truly lived in the secret place carries something out of it that nothing else can produce. The unmistakable mark of one who has been with God, the depth and the sweetness and the quiet authority of a soul that is intimate with the eternal. This is who you become in the secret place, not merely a better man, but a man who knows God, and there is no greater thing that a human being can become. So I bring you to the question this whole message has been driving toward, and it is the most important question of your life. Who are you becoming? Not who do you wish to become, not who do you intend to become, but who are you actually becoming right now in the secret place or in its absence? For you are becoming someone this very season, whether you have chosen it or not. The only question is whether you will take hold of the deciding place and be shaped by God, or leave it neglected and be shaped by default into someone you never chose. The secret place decides who you become. It is deciding even now. And the most important decision you will ever make is not the visible one you are agonizing over. It is the quiet, daily decision whether or not to enter the hidden place where everything else is decided. Think forward for a moment to the person you will be 5 years from now. For that person is being made in this present season by what you do or fail to do in the secret place today. There is a man you will become if you enter the secret place and live there faithfully through these years, a man of depth, of strength, of intimacy with God, of usefulness in His hands, shaped by 10,000 hidden hours into something you can scarcely imagine from where you stand now. And there is another man you will become if you do not, a man shaped by neglect, hardened by the world, shallow and powerless and distant from God, having drifted through 5 more years of busyness into someone he never chose to be. Both of those men are possible from where you stand tonight. Both futures are open. And the thing that decides which of them you become is not your circumstances over the next 5 years, not your luck, not the things that happen to you, but the secret place, whether you enter it and live there or neglect it and are shaped by default. You are choosing right now between those 2 futures, and you are choosing not by some grand decision, but by the small daily matter of whether you will go into the hidden room. Choose the man you want to become, and then go daily into the place where He is made. And do not say you will begin in some better season when life is less busy and the time is easier to find, for that season never comes. And the longer you wait, the more the neglect shapes you and the harder the entering becomes. The best time to have entered the secret place was years ago. The second best time is now, tonight, while the longing is awake and the truth is burning in you. Every day you delay is a day that shapes you by neglect, a day that casts another vote for the man you do not want to become. Do not give the years to the wrong shaping. Begin now, however poorly, however small the beginning, for a small beginning made today is worth infinitely more than a grand intention postponed to a tomorrow that never arrives. Do not let this be one more message that stirs you and changes nothing. That is the great danger, to feel under the preaching the longing for the secret place, to agree that it is the deciding thing, and then to walk back out into the crowded, busy life and let the secret place be crowded out exactly as before, becoming, by your neglect, someone you never chose. The longing you feel right now is God Himself calling you into the place where He would remake you. Do not waste it on a feeling, act on it this very day. So go into the secret place and shut the door and enter the room where who you become is decided. Do not go to perform a duty, but to be shaped by the hands of God. Behold Him and be changed by the beholding. And go not once in a burst of feeling, but day after day, building the secret place into the fixed and unbreakable center of your life, guarding it against the endless press of good things that would crowd it out, until the cumulative work of 1,000 hidden hours has made you into someone you could never have become outside that room. For the secret place decides who you become, and the God who waits there is ready to begin this very day to shape you into the person He created you to be. Go in. The deciding is happening now, and there is no more important decision in all your life than the decision to enter the place that decides everything else. In Jesus' name, go into the secret place, and let God make you there into who you were always meant to be. The door is open. It has never been anything but open. And the person you were created to become, the one God has seen from the beginning, the one waiting to be formed in the hidden hours, is on the other side of it. Stop standing outside the room where your whole life is decided. Go in and begin today to become who you are always meant to be.